everybody, Kristen here. As you know, I believe homemade is best, but it doesn't need to be complicated. And today I'm going to share with you how to make a ridiculously simple but ridiculously delicious restaurant favorite. We're going to make Instant Pot chicken tortilla soup, and this recipe delivers flavor fast. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is hit saute on our Instant Pot. I'm going to add in a couple of teaspoons or about a half a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil there. And then we're going to let this heat briefly. Once heated, I'm adding in a small minced yellow onion. You can use half of a large onion. You want to use a white or yellow onion, not a sweet or red onion for this soup. And we're just going to saute this briefly just to soften the onions and to develop that sweet caramelized flavor of it. My onions are looking just about perfect, so I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. The refrigerated minced garlic is fine, or you could dice up 2 cloves of fresh garlic. Just let that toast briefly here, and then we're going to hit cancel. We don't need much time to develop those flavors of the garlic and onion, but it is key to building a great tasting soup. So, you know the drill. Anytime we saute anything, we need to add in a little bit of liquid and deglaze the pan, which just means to scrape up any brown bits on the bottom of the inner pot. There really won't be much here, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. I'm using 4 cups of low sodium chicken stock here. You could use any chicken broth or stock you have on hand, and you just want to pour in just about a half a cup. Just makes it easier so that all the liquid's not splashing on you. Then pour in the remaining chicken stock there. To this, we're going to season up this broth with 1 teaspoon of paprika. You can use smoked paprika for a really smoky flavor, or just regular paprika to keep it a little bit more mild and traditional. 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 2 teaspoons of chili powder. That's regular chili powder, not ancho chili powder. And then a good pinch of both salt and pepper. Even though I use low sodium chicken stock, I always like to add a pinch of kosher salt. It just helps to elevate the flavors, bring everything to life, and it still is less than the overall. Let's just cut that part. I'm also adding in here 2 cups of frozen corn. I have white corn today. Yellow corn works well. You can use 1 can of corn that's been drained and rinsed as well. And then I have 1 can of drained and rinsed black beans here. You could use pinto beans if you prefer that. And then we're going to nestle in 1 pound of chicken breasts or chicken thighs. I have 1 really large chicken breast here today, so that's about a pound. It's okay if it's slightly under a pound or slightly over a pound. Really won't make much of a difference. And my chicken's frozen today. Beauty of cooking with the Instant Pot, you can use fresh or frozen chicken. I'm using frozen chicken, and the only thing that will change is the amount of cooking time. One final ingredient before we pressure cook, I'm adding in a 10-ounce can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, aka Rotel tomatoes. We're gonna pop that right on top of our chicken. It's okay if some tomatoes fall into your soup, but don't stir this. Sometimes tomatoes can cause the Instant Pot to throw a burn notice, and we want to avoid that. That's it. Talk about simple, right? So we're going to pop our lid on our Instant Pot. Make sure your valve is pointed towards sealed. To set the cooking time, hit the pressure cook or manual button. Use the plus or minus buttons to adjust to 9 minutes for fresh or thawed chicken and 14 minutes if your chicken is frozen. While my chicken tortilla soup is cooking, I want to show you what I do to make some homemade tortilla strips. Now, you can certainly purchase tortilla chips or tortilla strips right from your store, and there is no judgment. I do that often. But in case you want to make homemade strips, I'm going to show you what I do. So easy. So I have 4 corn tortillas here. You could use as many as you like, and you can use flour tortillas. I prefer corn for this soup. It's a little bit more authentic. And then I'm just using a pizza cutter here to just make little strips out of the corn tortillas. Once you have your strips here, you can pop them on a baking sheet or the basket of an air fryer, which I'm doing today. And then you just want to spray them with some avocado spray or some extra virgin olive oil spray, just to lightly coat. And then to season, I like to use a pinch of salt and some cumin just to add a little bit of flavor. And then you just want to toss that to coat. And you can bake these at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes, keeping a close eye on them. You can broil them for about 2 to 3 minutes, flip, continue to broil for a couple more minutes. Or you can air fry at 400 degrees for 3 to 4 minutes until they're nice and crispy. After the cooking time has elapsed, you want to let pressure release naturally for at least 10 minutes. Super important when you're cooking a large volume soup or chicken, just so that it keeps tender. I let mine do a full natural pressure release. Then you can open up your Instant Pot. Already smells so good in here. All right, we're gonna fish out our chicken, and then you can shred it or dice it. It should just kind of fall apart here, as you see. We're gonna shred this up, and then we're gonna add it back to our soup here, along with one key ingredient. I have a fresh lime here. This is my secret to taking this soup over the top and ensuring it tastes just like you get at a restaurant. So what you're gonna do is you can just add the juice of a lime, but I like to use the whole lime when I have a fresh lime available. So what I'm gonna do is just use a microplane and zest this right over the soup here. Just the green part. It's fresh, it's vibrant, it's really gonna wake up all the flavors there. Give the lime a little roll there, that gets those juices flowing. Another trick is to pop it in the microwave for 20 seconds. That helps the juices get flowing as well. This one's super juicy there. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna give this a stir just to incorporate that chicken back into the soup and the fresh lime juice there. And then dish this up. Top your tortilla soup however you want. I kept it super simple today and just did shredded cheese and the tortilla strips that we made, but avocado, sour cream, cilantro, all delicious. Time to go in for a bite here. So good. The lime really brings this soup to life, just makes it taste so fresh and so good, and we used really simple ingredients. The tortilla chips add a nice corn flavor and that cheese. It's so, so good. And for another easy Instant Pot recipe using similar flavors, be sure to catch my next video where I share with you how to make Instant Pot chicken chili. Until next time, happy cooking.